this is recording. So today I want to talk about Johannesburg, right? The capital city of South Africa. I mean, this is it is a debate. Some people they say Cape Town is the capital city. Some people they say Pretoria is the capital city. But I don't know who is right, who's wrong. But growing up, we were always taught that the capital city of South Africa is Johannesburg. I don't know. People can uh, debate based on like factors or characteristics of what makes a city the big city of a country. But I don't know. As far as I know that Johannesburg is known as the capital city. So I want to talk about like what's actually happening in Johannesburg. So last night when I arrived in South Africa there by OR Tambo Airport, right? The first thing, when the flight landed, this was the first thing that I noticed, right? There was a lot of bush there. There was like a lot of bush by the road where the plane is supposed to go to reach the, I don't know what they call it, because like when the plane lands, right, it doesn't like land directly or near the airport. There is like a place where it lands, like I don't know what they call it in English, but when it landed, like it has to like move from that point to the next point, which is near the airport, right? So the first thing that I noticed there was it was not really pleasing to see. When you look at that place, it looks abandoned. It's the international airport, right? The international airport must have a good impression. I mean international airports must have like a good impression. But what I saw yesterday at OR Tambo was very disappointing. You can tell that that airport hasn't been upgraded maybe ever since it was built. Like, I'm not even joking. It was so disappointing. Like the exterior and the interior. And then we moved from okay outside, and then we landed, and then we got into the airport. So now here's the thing. We have the carousel. I think they call it the carousel. You know, the that wheel, that machine that spins where you pick your suitcases. At OR Tambo Airport, I think they have like four types of carousels. They have four carousels. But for some weird reasons, they decided to switch the rest of the carousels and have one function. Mind you, in that flight from because my flight was from Qatar to Johannesburg. I think the passengers there were over 200. Can you imagine 200 people? They had to wait for one carousel. One. Like we waited there over an hour to get our luggage because it's like it's one machine working. The rest of the carousel, this, the rest of the carousel weren't working. Mind you, what time is it? We landed at the OR Tambo Airport at around, hello, at around 3 a.m. By the time we were able to take our luggages from the carousel, it was like 5 a.m. Literally 5 a.m. So I'm like, why did they switch the other carousels? And then I tried to use the bathroom at the airport. Disgusting, very disgust. I'm like, this is so horrible. I'm like Jonas. I don't know, like because for me, I was like frustrated because these people they always like release budgets every year. Each and every year, South Africa release budgets for all departments. All departments have budget in South Africa. All, but after like at the end of the year there is still no development, no maintenance. Everything is collapsing. Like it was very infuriating. Are you mad? Yes, I am mad because I needed to use the bathroom and I couldn't even like use it because it was disgusting. There are no like workers there. You look at the tile on the floor. Some of the tile, like you could tell like this tile is like broken. It needs to be moved and to be replaced with a new tile. They don't do that. You look at the ceiling, you can tell like this ceiling was like from the day when they built that airport. Like when you, because from Thailand, right? Take a deep breath. No, because from Thailand, okay, I lived in South Korea, right? When I lived in South Korea, when I arrived in South Korea from South Africa, the first airport, the first airport, of course, the international airport in South Korea is Incheon. That airport, it is so advanced. Like it is so advanced. Like advanced. When we talk about maintenance, when we talk about development, South Korea there impressed me with their airport. Clean, like modern, like the bathrooms, their bathrooms, perfect, clean. And then you go to our Tambo, the airport, disgusting, not clean. Like that, the seats, you could tell that those seats, I'm serious, those seats at the airport at OR Tambo, they are the very same seats from 1994, or well, I don't know which year that they built that airport, but from that year, terrible. And then I'm trying to like compare the airports right now. Incheon, South Korea, perfect. I don't know how to pronounce the Thailand International Airport, the one in Bangkok. Also amazing. You know what's even interesting about the airport in Bangkok is that because I had to wait there by the airport for like 9 hours until my flight could come. But late night, late night there by the airport, there were people cleaning. Like I'm not joking, 24/7. Like you, I waited there for 9 hours at that airport. There were people cleaning. In South Africa, I didn't even see one cleaner at the airport. Zero. Zero. There was no cleaner at the airport. Zero. Nobody there to clean the bathrooms, to clean the floor. Nothing. Literally nothing. Like, how selfish and incompetent is ANC? Like, it is so infuriating. Like how selfish are those people? Like I see corruption, right? But the level of corruption of NC, it is beyond normal. The airport, international airport, I'm still there at the international airport. Fine, I get the ride from the international airport. You know, I noticed that wasn't like a lot of movement there by the airport. So there are like those guys there who will give you a ride from, I don't know, the airport to your destination. I could have gotten Bolt, but I was like, nah, let me just take one of these guys. The ride was like 450 rands. I know it was a lot of money because like when I checked on Bolt, it was supposed to be like 120 rands. But I was like, you know what? You know, sometimes we have to support our people, right? Even though like things are expensive, it's fine. I was just supporting like a fellow South African. Fine, good. And then the poor guy, he drove me from the airport to my place. The place, this is supposed to be the Airbnb that I booked online. Like I booked from like Airbnb actually. It's in Johannesburg, right? It is in Johannesburg. It's not Marshalltown, it's Maboning. It's there by Maboning. It's there by Maboning. When we got there, I was like, yo, I was so furious last night. I was like, what is this place? I was like, what is this place? Honestly, what is this place? Are human beings supposed to be living in this environment? This environment is not for human beings to live there. Like, I was so furious last night, but luckily, the driver was kind to me because I was like, you know what? I cannot, because it was also late. It was like around 5, 6, 8. It was early in the morning. I was like, you know what? I cannot check in here now. This place doesn't even look safe from the outside. What if maybe like the Airbnb scammed me and then the place doesn't look good even inside? I was like, you know what? Help me find like a hotel nearby. So luckily he found me like at the Reef City Hotel. Like I'm at the Reef City Hotel right now. He helped me find the Reef City Hotel. And then this morning I didn't wake up because like I said, I arrived at 6, so I had to rest and sleep. And then like, I kept asking myself like, how can people be so selfish to allow the city, like I mean Johannesburg is the big city, to look the way it looks today. It is so irritating. Like when you look at Johannesburg, I'm like, is especially that place by Maboneng, that Maboneng area, like the bridge there. I'm like, why would they allow like that to even become a norm? So this morning, actually not morning, in the afternoon, I went to like the Airbnb that I booked, right? Outside, it doesn't look decent, but inside, it looks decent. But I'm like, even the exterior matters, you know? Like for me, I feel like cleanliness is very important everywhere, outside, inside. But unfortunately, not when it comes to Johannesburg. Like the streets there by Maboneng, they are disgusting. The streets there, kwa, Maboneng, kwa, disgusting. This, and then you wonder like, what is this ANC thing doing actually? Like, what are they doing? Like, what have they been doing all these years? You go to Seoul, in South Korea, you can go to each and every part of South Korea. That the cities, they look like cities, not like abandoned, I don't know, haunted houses like Johannesburg. No, it's very like, I don't I don't really understand like how ANC failed Johannesburg. And one thing that I can say for sure is that ANC will never find a solution to solve the infrastructure problem here. They don't have the solution, and they will never have the solution. Like the only thing to do as a South African is to vote those people out. Like literally, at some point, people they really need to be serious when it comes to voting. Vote ANC out. Those people are incompetent and hopeless. There is nothing they can do to save Johannesburg. Johannesburg, like, is on a verge of collapsing as a city itself. It is on a verge of collapsing. ANC is not going to rescue this place. It isn't, because the only thing those people care about is corruption and stealing money. I like, and it's that's another infuriating thing, that how can people be so incompetent? I wonder. I'm not even joking. Like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, how can people be so incompetent? How can how can ANC be so incompetent? How can they watch one of the most beautiful city collapse like that? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, how can they watch, like, what is so difficult for ANC to really improve Johannesburg? I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. But one thing I know for a fact is that ANC is not going to change or to rescue Johannesburg. I refuse to believe that. I refuse. Like, the damage has already been done. The damage has already been done. It is beyond repair, and especially beyond repair by ANC specifically. Maybe there are political parties that can come in and rescue. Oh, DA is not even one of those cities. I mean parties. Don't even think about DA. DA and EFF, no. Action SA, to be honest, like I do hear them. I do see the people. Yes, they speak about the issues in South Africa, but talking about problems doesn't equate to having a solution to the problem. It's not the same. I hear Action SA a lot. Herman Mashaba and his comrades talk about the issues of Johannesburg. I know Herman Mashaba is going to be running for the upcoming elections, but my question is, how are you going to change or to do away with the problem. How? First problem, infrastructure. How are they going to improve the infrastructure? That's my first question. How is Action SA going to improve the infrastructure? How? Because what I saw with my eyes yesterday when I arrived in South Africa and today when I went to check the Airbnb, it is not something that can be fixed overnight, and it needs people to have strategy, a plan. What are they going to do to rescue Johannesburg? I don't know. One thing I know, NC cannot rescue Johannesburg. NC, they have lost all the capabilities maybe that they once had to really rescue this city, but now they don't. DA, definitely no. I don't personally, so I don't like DA. I don't like their policies, and I don't like their how they operate. Actually, it is quite like a funny political party for me. Too much racism also there, and a lot of shenanigans with those. I don't like them. Let me just be honest. I don't like DA. I don't like what they stand for. I don't like them in general. I just don't like them. You know, if now I don't like NC the same as I don't like DA, and then EFF the same. I feel like NC, EFF, DA, the I don't like all of those parties. Action SA, right? I think they may, but the thing is like, just like I said, talking about problems doesn't equate to having solution to the problem. They can just raise the same concerns that South African raise every day. That doesn't make any difference. My question is like, what do they propose? What is their proposition? Because we do hear Herman Mashaba talk about illegal immigrants, but then okay, Herman Mashaba, now what is the solution to illegal immigrants? I've never heard him say anything about the solution, but I have heard him like raise the concern of illegal immigrants, the concerns of drugs and corruption and all other problems that are happening in this country, but they have never proposed a solution, which is because I feel like South Africans, they are over the over like promises and over propositions and over like talks, man. People are over talks. People want action, you know? People want to see like things moving, like they want to see action, movement. They don't want like that's why even if like the president today makes his speeches, no one tunes in, no one wants to hear Ramaphosa speaks. People want to see action, like on the ground. They want to see that's why we have marches today, because when you see the marches, when people march, they are implementing action or the laws of the country that ANC apparently doesn't even know exist. Juanita Tang, hi, I love your hair. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So one thing I can say is that NC out, DA, I don't consider that DA. You are my name. My name is you are welcome. Thank you, Juanita Tan. Wait, how do I say the name? Juanita. Juanita. So, like, to be honest, I resonate with South Africans wholeheartedly, especially after living abroad and like living in functioning countries, functioning cities. I resonate with South Africans deeply. Also, as a South African, like I do feel sorry for like many people in my country. I do feel, especially like when I was in a flight, right? Tudor, Fev Tudor, correct? Okay. Nice to meet you. When I was in a flight yesterday, like, right, from Qatar to South Africa, I was sitting next to one of the girl. She actually teaches English in Iraq. Imagine Iraq, Iraq. And she was telling me about, but like the experience in Iraq, I think it's not bad, but what frustrated me is that the lady is like 32 years old. She's 32 years old. She has two children, and she's Venda, by the way. She has two children, so she leaves two of her children with her mother to go and hustle in another country. And you will hear this Africans calling South Africans lazy. It's not like people are lazy. They just that their countries doesn't offer opportunities for them. And then what do you expect people to do? To smile, to laugh? There is nothing fun in this country anymore. You, you are gonna see endless matches from now onwards because people are exhausted. Like imagine, just think about it. This lady is 32 years old. She leaves her children with her mother to go to teach English in Iraq. Iraq. Because she knows if she doesn't go to Iraq, she stays here in South Africa, there is nothing that she can achieve here. There is no way she can get like enough money to raise her children. And she told me that next she will be going to Uzbekistan. A friend of mine was in Uzbekistan, but now he's back in South Africa. But I don't know. I think Uzbekistan is a good country. I've never been there. My friend didn't have any issues with being in Uzbekistan. It's just that like he wanted to be a business for himself, so hence he came back home. So Johannesburg, who's going to save Johannesburg? Who? Who's going to save this country? Honestly, right now we just have much and much, and the other men who are standing up and you know one thing that I think another thing that is infuriating, right, is like people like especially from our fellow Africans, right? They will say, "No, you guys, you don't have a right to, to take the laws into your hands." But like, let the government do the job. I'm like, are these people trying to be funny or are they serious? The very same government that has put people in this situation, you are saying they, I don't know, you should still trust them. The thing is like the trust has been lost. There is no one who trusts the government. I don't even trust the government either. I don't. I study right now, I'm doing PhD with UJ, right? I remember when it comes to like the bursary, when it comes to the bursary, I was very frustrated also with UJ at some point. I'm like, they haven't funded PhD candidates. They haven't funded South African. I'm a South African. I haven't been funded. But then the very same UJ, it releases bursaries for foreign nationals. I'm like, are these people trying to be funny sometimes? Like, I'm like, are they serious? It's like when you're a South African, you're always the last priority in this country. They released bursaries for foreign nationals, asylum seekers, but for South Africans, no one even cared if we have funding or not. Nobody. But the same university released bursaries for asylum seekers, foreign nationals. And then you are telling me that people should be happy when they're it's not even ANC anymore. It's like even universities, corporations, they prioritize foreigners and asylum seekers. As a local, you everything you have to fight. Foreign nationals, they don't fight, they just get things easily and free of charge. As a South African today, if I want to open a shop, I have to go through a lot of process. But for a foreigner to open a shop in South Africa, it's just a walk in the park. These things are frustrating. So at some point, you need to understand why people are frustrated and why people have reached a point where it's like they don't want to listen to nobody. People don't care anymore. Like they don't care. They don't want to hear what ANC has to say or nobody. People don't care. People have had enough. And like I said, I resonate with South Africans right now. I feel for South Africans more than anybody right now because what's happening in this country is painful. It is painful. It is painful. It's painful being a South African in South Africa. You are always the last priority here. Last priority. The fact that also the government just announced the 600 million budget for literally I don't know what security of the 30th of June doesn't make sense. 600 million rands. 600 million for the 30th for the 30th of June. And they say security. Go there, Maboning. Disgusting place to be. They wouldn't even clean the street, those people. But they, like, it didn't even take them like months to release this budget thing of theirs. Right? Just don't vote NC, guys. For me, like, one thing is, do not vote NC, do not vote EFF, do not vote DA. When elections come, like, think about your own life, you and your own people at this point. Like, the only thing that can benefit you as an individual now as a South African is if you work together with your other fellow South Africans and vote ANC out. ANC is not the answer. Those people are very clueless. I think at some point we just have to put it that way. ANC is clueless. Like, Ramaphosa is clueless. Like, that man is clueless. I've never seen a clueless president like Ramaphosa in my life. Like, he is, you know, the difference between South Africa and, I would say, yeah, I feel like sometimes people, they have this misconception that, oh, corruption only happens in South Africa. No, corruption happens in all parts of the world. The difference is that in South Africa, the corruption, it goes beyond corruption. It's like, people get greedy and selfish. They stop uh giving back to people. The service delivery stops, like, nothing functions in other countries. Let's say the United States, for example. In that country, right, there is corruption. You hear that the likes of Trump have been involved in like billion of dollars missing and those kind of things, but they still find ways to give back to their own people, you know. I think that's the beauty of the corruption in the West. The West is corrupt and a little bit, I mean, evil, if I'm being honest. The West is corrupt and evil, very evil, but nonetheless they do nice things for their people. I think maybe that's why you don't see a lot of Western people protest, because they have good schools, good hospitals, their streets are in good conditions, they have good infrastructure, always up to date. But in South Africa is different. The corruption in South Africa is the opposite. Like, people, they commit corruption to a point where there is nothing. It's like, it's like the corruption here, it's too much. They take the money that is supposed to maintain infrastructure, and then when the infrastructure start collapsing, you think they will feel sorry for that. No, now they invite illegal immigrants to hijack buildings so that they can make money from it. So now it's like they just want these buildings to just collapse literally at this point. That's the corruption in South Africa. It's like, it's beyond just like stealing money. It's beyond that. It's serious. The corruption here. The corruption here is serious. Very serious. Like, these people are, I've never seen thieves like ANC people. Those people are thieves. Like, they steal money like nobody's business. They even steal hospital money. That's how crazy they are. Like, hospital. The money that's supposed to improve hospital, buy medicine for the people, improve the conditions of the hospitals, they steal that money. Schools also, they steal that money. Water, they will even take your electricity and your water so that they can, release these funds and steal more. Like, they will never get enough. They will steal forever. So don't vote for NC, please, guys, for the sake of this country and the future of this country and your children. There are people who have children. For the love of your children, never in your lifetime vote for NC, for the love of your children. No NC, no DA, no EFF. Like, just don't vote for those parties. Those people, like, I think they're out of touch with the reality of South Africa, even, because I think they are out of touch, out of touch. So, guys, Johannesburg is, yeah, it is shitty. Very, very, and I think what's crazy is that the part of Johannesburg that is very, very disorganized right now is the entrance, because when you go from Kempton Park there by the airport, right, when you enter Johannesburg you have to pass by Maboning. So imagine if, like, there are tourists, like people visiting South Africa for the first time, and they have to pass Maboning. Do you think a person will be impressed? They will feel unsafe already. If you pass there by morning, you already feel unsafe. Like what? Because you have to pass by morning to go to other parts of Johannesburg. People will be very, 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 very scared. So you see these people the way they're useless. They don't even try to fix like the simplicities. Because many countries have their own issues, but they try to hide. Especially places where when people visit, they will see that, oh, but not ANC. Maboning nonsense. Airport nonsense. Oh, Tambo Airport. It is not impressive. That they need to really, really work on that airport again, because they haven't done nothing. I think in the last 100 years. I don't know when it was founded, but yeah, I don't want to lie. Like yesterday, I was very furious when I arrived home. I'm like, 2 years abroad. You think like you come back to a better South Africa, just to find like Johannesburg rotting even worse. It's very, very disappointing, man. And also it's wrong for the people, because people pay tax every day just to live in such conditions. It's unfair. It's wrong. It's wrong. Wrong is wrong. People can steal money, but at least try to improve the livelihoods of people. How can people live in there? Morning, yeah, I. That bridge, those bridges, they even look scared there. Those big bridges there by morning, they look very scary. You cannot walk there even during the day. You can't. Tomorrow I will go and take a video, guys. You can subscribe to my YouTube name. Tomorrow I will go and take a video there by my morning and show you the collapsing infrastructure in Johannesburg. In fact, I can start from here, Marshalltown, walk down there to my morning, and I will show you how rotten this city has become. Rotten, rotten, under NC, rotten. Imagine like failing big city, so that your like those people are like disgrace. But like if it was a small town, I would understand. A big city, a big city, a big city, a big city, rotten, and they don't even feel guilty shame. And you guys who must stop voting for NC and EFF, DA. Yep, I think that's all. I have expressed my frustration with with NC. Bye.